a really expensive course I did, and I'm recording each one and then putting it onto YouTube as a non-listed so they could all watch it. And I couldn't do anything about it, but they were paying.
No.
Part of the thing was they get a recording in each session. So
yeah, this is what I've said to them. I mean, it's not the case on that one, but it could so easily have been, and it wasn't one recording, it was 2 or 3 in the week. So
and if you
but they're not interested. It's all my fault, of course, but it's not, because it was fucking recording.
Well, Amanda, who was on, she's a good friend. She said it was recording her, and it said it showed it was recording as well.
So, trying to get them to see that they have a slight problem, but they're not interested at the moment. So we're going to do it the same format. Obviously, I'll ask you questions which are about spirit. You'll go out and take as long as you need. I've got all evening, so you can take as long as you need to go in. Is that how you want to do it?
I'm just prepping the desk because I better take the keyboard away in case I slam my hand down on it or something stupid when I'm in trance.
Okay.
Because and I'll take the mouse away.
Okay, fabulous.
So I'm just looking to see I'm in the safe zone. I've got my feet away from the printer, because usually, I know it sounds weird, but I can actually, when I'm in the chair, I can actually move. So,
it's the energy. It's good.
So what question is it secret? My guides will know.
Pardon?
I was going to say, what questions you're going to ask, but my guides will know.
Just questions around trance and humanity, and I just thought stuff like that, really.
That's cool.
Ascension, those kind of questions which people tend to be asking. You okay with that? You comfortable with that?
Yeah, then they're not keen on self questions. They like to answer those sorts of questions. So but what I find, if they've got something to say to you, they will personally. If it's, does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay then. Good evening.
Good evening.
We are the same collective as before.
Thank you.
I come forward to speak. We're just winding her up. The energy, monkey mind, and a busy day.
I know it well.
Yes, I imagine you do, my friend. A dedicated worker, we thank you.
Thank you.
Far away, as we say.
Well, I wondered if you would care to share any guidance into your thoughts, into the actual purpose of trance mediumship.
Oh, yes. It is being brought to the forefront at the moment for the ascension of humanity. And you'll be well aware yourself how it is now out into the world of social media, into a way that people are starting to see it and understand it a little bit better. We're also being guided to bring it into many forms of spiritual development, which you would understand as your light worker channelers, or you could phrase it as mediumship, healing. We also bring trance connection through music, art, and other ways. Trance has been part of humanity as long as a human has been breathing on the earth. It is a natural thought for a human to have a trance state, from light through to many civilizations that have used it for connecting to the source or for healing. They might not have understood why in some cases, but it was something that humanity over many centuries and thousands of years has been guided. We have to tell you, and you are aware of this, that you are a telepathic race. And the reason we are bringing trance into the forefront of development is that we need to bring that communication from our mind to yours. And trance is the trigger for this. It is to enhance trance communication for the telepathic future of humanity. Because as you transcend, as you will do through time, you will become more highly elevated and voice will be less spoken. Trance communication through the telepathic form will be what humanity will use. And when we say trance through the telepathic form, we mean that you would have allowed your brain to step aside, to transcend your thoughts to others on earth and beyond. So at the moment, you can hear our thoughts and speak our words through different methods in trance to however the human mind works, like visualization, words in the head. And as you go deeper, we can fully come forward and be who we truly are in our own thoughts and knowledge. And obviously we use what's in your brain to begin with, but as time goes on, that is less important to us as the transitor gets more established. You hear our thoughts, you can translate our thoughts from your subconscious through your voice. We hear your thoughts in the form of prayer, and this goes not really much beyond the earth atmosphere most of the time, but it can transcend into the stars depending on where the higher self is situated within the universe, because it can be a light being or a physical being. One day, when you have worked on humanity's ascension and your brain has expanded into a more intelligent form, because at the moment it is only being used in a small capacity, You are about to transcend your thoughts through the universe, connected to other beings that you have linked with, to pass on communication. And this will then lead to you to be able to manifest a multi-diverse in the universe. And as this happens for humanity in the human form, the cellular structure will alter. A race of beings called Lemurians, which you have DNA of, they are in the 9th dimension of existence, from 7th to 8th. And their human form over thousands of years, more than thousands of years, has altered now into a state of more of a crystalline, highly ascended structure through their advancement and ascension. And this is what will happen to humanity over time if you do not kill yourselves off beforehand.
So is the importance for all to do trance then? All of humanity?
In time, what will happen is that the light workers among you that are learning about trance will be the leaders of knowledge. And it will be brought in as meditation is trance, hypnotherapy is trance. Trance is a word that is used for the mind to step aside, the consciousness to step aside. Being in the moment of time, looking at a cup of tea, focusing just on that, detaching from past and future is a form of trance. So what will happen is that those of you that lead the way will eventually bring this understanding to other humans. And yes, there will be an enhancement of the mind, but it has to start with this meditation basic process, or light trance as we can call it. And eventually all humanity will understand this one day, but it won't be in your lifetime, my dear.
No. What about animals?
Animals are, some of them are more highly ascended than you can give them credit for. They do not so much communicate through what you'd understand as a word language. As you transcend the journey of ascension, humans will learn. When I say telepathically, you're probably thinking you're going to be talking about your dinner to somebody on the other side of the universe through your mind. What will happen with your language is it will become a frequency. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
A bit of light language used on Earth through trance. In the highly ascended level, that is a frequency. It is not a spoken word. And this light language frequency, I will get to the animals in a minute, the light language frequency that is used through the universe is like a knowing. So they can connect with another being's mind and have a knowing of what is being thought and said without actually knowing the whole of that being's life, etc. It is like a controlled frequency. So I take you to your dolphins. They have this controlled frequency. It is a pitch. It is a frequency that exists, and it exists in other planets because they come not from Earth originally. And this frequency is a form of communication amongst themselves. And this frequencies within some animals that have not been heard by humans on Earth, because you're not capable of your technology of recording it.
And do you feel that are the animals ascending as well then? Is that what you mean?
Animals will ascend if humans ascend.
Okay.
Eventually, animals are a purer energy than humans. They are born within a frequency you might understand how animals have to survive with eating each other, but they just take what they need. They wouldn't knowingly kill off a whole lot of animals out of hate or fear, except if they defend their young, but that would be on a small scale.
Yeah.
Plant life will also ascend. If you have to look at Mother Earth as a frequency,
Yeah.
at the moment she's a third. But if you can all ascend, and it all starts with your thought process, the way you behave, the way you think, the way you treat Mother Earth, because she's kicking back at the moment, and she will continue to do so. But one day, when humans understand, they will, through telepathic communication, linking with each other's minds, be able to send the messages to Mother Earth and give her healing and beyond. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yes.
You can do it now in your understanding, but as humans ascend and become more, how can I put this? It's not the word powerful, isn't the right word. It's just an understanding of the universe as something greater than you. You're all connected to it. And once that understanding comes in and there's no fear with it, the prospect for humanity is amazing. And it has to be done slowly, my dear, because otherwise, if we suddenly turned up and dropped all this on you and how wonderful your lives could be, religion would go out the window, there'd be anarchy on the streets, and the whole world would not cope with it apart from people like you and the sitter that understand.
Yeah, definitely. I can see that. So as parents, what guidance, advice would you give us on, I don't know, I'm going to say raising children through these times of change?
I would say, from our point of view, we would not like to see children labelled, which they are being done at the moment, because the high frequency children coming in,
I agree.
calling them star children, but actually you are all star children. You are celestial. We are celestial, but we are on a higher frequency. Your children are coming in on higher frequencies, most of them anyway. We're really elevated it. And there's an understanding of labels being brought in. Now, have you noticed how adults are also being now tested for various things like autism, Asperger's, dyslexia, anything that seems out of the what you would call not normal, but to us it's normal because you're on a higher frequency. And what's happening is you're not dealing with the 3D energy. You're navigating a world where you're actually traveling on a higher frequency, and yet there's billions lagging behind. So you're navigating your way, your children are navigating their way through an education system that's seeing them for who they truly are. And one day, the understanding of this with spirituality will merge. But at the moment, what we are making sure happens is that the humans and children are being seen as different. So the labels are coming in, which unfortunately we have to do at the moment to help with ascension. And then there's many of them which are now, we say to parents and people that ask, light workers, is bringing the holistic treatment around the child, like meditation and understanding of nature. It can be done subtly, softly. A young child could lay on the grass and count the clouds, and it would be a moment of nowness for them, a moment of the now. And they would learn to be in that moment, which is what is needed, to detach from that heavy energy And then they'd be up in the higher energy in that moment. And then they've got to be taught to deal with the energy around them, how to deal with negative people, how to respond to situations, how to deal with the education system. They need somewhere to be able to talk how they're feeling and what they're experiencing without being ridiculed, without being expelled from a school. And what you will find as the years go on, that education within humanity will alter into a more holistic education, into a higher understanding. Because you're dealing with very intelligent, creative children here. But because they're not understanding, they have to navigate through this energy, and they're not got anybody there to say to them, well, hang on a minute, you are here for a reason, you are higher energy. Please understand all of this. If someone could explain it to them, something would ignite in them and think, yes, there's that ancient memory of why I'm here. Why am I here to navigate this world? Why do I want to be here? What am I needed for?
That makes sense. So what about those who are really struggling at the moment with the challenges of the start of this new energy, this process of ascension? What about those who are really, really struggling? What future lies for them who are refusing, if you like, to adjust?
Well, how blunt shall I be here?
As blunt as you like.
There's an inner knowing within them. They come with a path to follow.
Yeah.
I am just deciding how to tell this to you. Many believe you have a set path and it cannot be changed. It can be changed. When we decided to do the awakening period, which you now understand as the COVID, as the trigger for the new Earth energy, many hundreds of people around the world were taken off plan and chose to leave the planet. They were the catalyst of the awakening. So that is the one thing I would say about that. Many have come out of that. Relationships broke down. Some relationships got more positive. People had different experiences. Some struggled with it, others saw a light. Some that struggled with it decided they couldn't stay here anymore. They perhaps might have taken their own lives or chose at a higher level to leave and passed away.
Mm-hmm.
So that we are having to navigate all this with you. We are trying to deal with humans as individuals to guide them through this time. But if the individual decides for the greater good, they will not serve this planet anymore because of the health of the human mind, and they cannot seem to be able to get out of it, they will leave. Some might see the light and seek help. It's all an individual journey. Do you see what I mean?
Okay.
And there's get-out clauses on all lives at some point. Some are extended because there's the greater good. We always work for the greater good. And it might be that person's doing so much work for Earth that they'll be worth being here a few more years. Others might decide, well, actually, now isn't this, it's hard to listen to if you're a medium or you've lost a loved one and you think, well, what's she talking about? What are they saying to us? But what we're saying to you is there needs to be a bigger understanding of what the human purpose is. Why are you here? You're here to help ascend the planet. We try to set the plan in motion with each individual. But if sometimes that doesn't quite work out because nothing's perfect, sometimes it's better to remove that individual and allow another one to take their place. There can also be higher self swap. So a higher self that creates the soul energy might decide I can be better off somewhere else, and somebody else steps in. So there can be occasions when people say, you're different. Because your energy isn't just you, it's your ethereal energy. It's your soul reflection of your higher self, plus the physical energy that all makes up who you are. So one of those changes or adjusts, can be noticeable to some humans who are more tuned in.
Okay. So is that why so many of us as light workers are being drawn to work more open centers? Is it to help them choose which path to take, I suppose?
You are the ground workers.
Hmm.
You're the ground workers of the future. And what we will bring to you and to this sitter is a various degree of humans at their various degrees of spiritual levels. Development and understanding isn't all about trance, mediumship, healing. Sometimes it's just bringing a group of people together to try and help them navigate the world they're in. Now, if that's through a chat and a meditation session, that is what's needed.
Yeah.
Someone like you would need something much more highly ascended than that. Because you are continuously growing, aren't you? You're continuously learning.
Yeah, definitely.
You are evolving. And when you work with those people that have been brought to you over time, you will evolve and ascend during that journey. Because you need to, because as more get elevated, they're going to need more elevated teachers. But you can also bring yourself down to the level of those starting the understanding of the journey, the spiritual growth.
Yeah.
So there's no ego in this.
No.
Are being evolved so you can be here and here and everything else in the middle. The same with this sitter here. Many of you are being brought into that understanding way of teaching, or facilitating, as we like to call you, the leaders, knowledge, because it's our knowledge that you're getting.
Yeah.
I hope that's clear for you. I'm trying to describe all this in a way that you can understand.
Yeah, no, that is clear. That is clear. So a deep sense of purpose has been awakened across the whole of humanity, and that purpose is to step into, I'll call it consciously, the process of ascension. Would you agree? Is that in a nutshell?
Would not fully agree with that, no.
Right, okay, how would you define it?
So before the awakening, this last awakening, there's been many through time, tried to prompt humanity to awaken. You have an old timeline of Earth and you have a new timeline now. So the new timeline involves people like you and the normal public who are starting to have an inkling that there's something else. They're drawn to crystals, they might be drawn to holistic healers, they might be drawn to go and see a light worker on platform, whatever it is there. They might become a nurse, they might feel they've got to help people, charity shop, whatever it is. They are the new energy wave. The old energy wave, which unfortunately at the moment is an awful lot of humans on Earth, have not seen this process of ascension and do not understand it.
Yeah.
So I would disagree that it's all over Earth. But what you are probably understanding in that, so that is our purpose to get to.
Yeah.
Yes, that is the full purpose of the ascension process.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense.
And
so
we then we then go back to you saying the purpose of centers and things. That's what the purpose of centers are, or anything like that. It's a ripple effect out. So every time you that light to a person, they would go and talk to someone else and say, oh, a ripple effect around the world.
Yeah, absolutely. I see that. So what would your advice be to anyone who is in what we call the new energy wave? Who's just
buckle up. Buckle up. As you really are buckling up. Now let's be sensible. Grounding, key.
Yeah.
Pace yourself. You are a human body at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Give yourself human lifetime. Because even though we want you to work 24 hours every day on this ascension, you can't because you'll burn out.
Yeah.
That's your guides to give you that balance in your human life. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you've got to be the best you can be to your family, to those that come and seek your guidance and your knowledge. And I say that to all light workers, whatever phase you are in your growing journey, get to know who you are, understand you, your journey, your truth. Then you understand us. Then you can bring it out to humanity. And as you know, and as this sitter knows, you never stop learning.
No, absolutely. Thank you. Do you have a final message you wish to share to anyone watching this?
I would say to you all, many are struggling to deal with the world around you at the moment. And many have chosen to stay away from things that would hurt or upset them, like news, social media, the world around them. Many are shutting themselves behind closed doors because it's hard to go out into that 3D world. But I say to you, friends, the way humanity ascends is to be aware of the world around you. Be aware of those that need healing and are struggling on a daily basis. You could start with yourself, your neighbors, your friends, your children, whatever it is, relationships or things that affect your human side of your journey. But then I would say to you, you need to learn to protect yourself from the negativity in the world. So I'm contradicting it a little bit here. But you need to learn to holistically learn to put up some barriers that you can see what's going on, but you don't take on the emotion. And then you can send that remote healing out. And every time you send healing, we send healing. We connect with the energy. And we say send healing to those that are causing the darkness. It's not always the victims that need the healing.
Yeah.
It's a massive ask because we understand how you want to shut yourself away, because in this 3D world of yours, it is not a good place. But then remember the compassion and the love that is in your world. Remember the beauty that humanity has not yet destroyed. The parts of your world that still shine. And imagine your world being like that again. Don't imagine destruction. Imagine hope. Imagine love in each human. Imagine every child being fed and safe. A mother does not have to worry about how her child is going to be fed. It's a massive, massive ask. But again, remember that ripple effect. That positive thought ripples out. We also recommend that some light work could start to bring around, and it can be done on the computers or in the flesh, times of meditation and healing to go out to the world. Because as you ascend, this becomes stronger and stronger, and groups of minds sending healing, plus all the guides, is a lot more powerful than a single worker. So buckle up. Enjoy the
Definitely. Thank you.
we will be watching and helping with. I mean, we must almost say, even though we leave humanity to try and navigate this, we are here, but you need to ask us for help. We will try and help you the best we can, but individuals need to start to recognize we're here and we're here to help you. And you all have guides that are there waiting for that light of ignition. Thank you.
Thank you.
We will leave now, if that's okay.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time today, your energy. Welcome back, as we say. Thank you for that.
Oh, okay.
Back in your bubble.
So it really feels us, because we chatted the other day, didn't we? And
Yeah.
With this new energy that's here now with me. Well, actually, they've always been here. They've just changed the way they're working.
Yeah.
I feel like I can't explain it. Instead of feeling like this, I feel like I'm like that.
Yeah.
And
You do spring forward.
And I feel like I'm being held in this energy, and I can't move within it. And it's like here, but I'm like that. It's different. It's really weird. So I have to think what that looks like.
Love it. You stand up to present.
What, trance?
Yeah.
No, I sit down.
I just wondered if they're building that because of the movement. I just wondered if they want you to physically move. Do you get what I mean? Whether that's coming.
I've sat ages ago in a circle. It was my development circle years ago, and it was something they tried one night.
Okay.
And there was some. I suppose if you want to categorize trance sitters, I was sort of middle of the pack. Yeah. We had a physical trance sitters that were sitting for physical, and one of those. So when I did it, I went down into trance, and then you come back because you stand up, and when you stand up, I felt like I came back.
Right. And yeah.
I went in deeper trance standing, but I felt I couldn't move. There was this barrier around me, and I physically could not move beyond that point.
Okay. Yeah.
Couldn't move. And then I sat back down, and I couldn't find my seat. Somebody had to help me find my seat, and it wasn't a good. I didn't find it a good experience at all.
Yeah.
And then somebody else got up, and she's more experienced, and she was walking, and she wanted to. There's about 7 of us sitting down, and came up to each one of us, and her voice had changed because we knew when her guide was with us. We've seen her so many times in trance. We knew it was her. There's no doubt about he was there. And then she came to me, and she put a hand on me, and I looked into her eyes, and they were just how can I explain it? They say you're not possessed, but consciously,
yeah,
the guide was there, and she'd shifted, and I knew. You know, they say you look into the eyes and you can see the soul.
yeah, you're seeing a different one.
See the energy of the guide. Oh my God.
Fabulous.
First of all, I'd never experienced that, physically looking into their eyes are open.
Yeah.
But what happened then, which was a bit scary, she went into she started to come out as she moved along, and then as she came out, she reacted badly to it. She didn't know where she was. She had to get back to the chair, and a couple of us had to sit and ground it. It took about half an hour to get back into the right space again.
Maybe come in quick.
I've sat in trance over the years. I used to, well, in the early days, I don't know what you experienced, Sam, when you were young, like I couldn't move. I was absolutely frozen. And I get some of my groups, they say that. They say, I can't move my legs. I can't do this. I said, it's all right. It's normal. Don't. And of course, it brings a bit of fear in, and then it brings them back. And I said, fine. I've experienced that as well. Don't panic. If you get it again, and eventually I started, my first movement came when I had this guide come in. And oh my God, he was a boomer. He really boomed. It's the only way I can describe him. And he used to lean forward in the chair, and he presented himself as a human life he'd had in the 50s. And there was a male chauvinist pig, and he was quite a character.
I love it.
About my guide John, because he was trying to teach him, and he used to moan about him sending him off for the book of knowledge and stuff like this, and we never quite knew. But he was presenting himself in this human form, so it was a real test for my energies, because I could hold him. I couldn't hold him very long. And then the movement really sort of came more when I established myself with, well, what I knew as John, which obviously is the Salatorian guides. And now, the energy is different again, but I'm not really aware I'm moving, if that makes sense.
Totally. No, I get
So sometimes when I look back when I've been in trance, because it's weird looking at yourself, I hate the bit when I'm going down, because it's like trouble chin. You think, what are you doing? I don't know if you've ever watched yourself. It's well, in my case, it's a pretty sight. So
it is peculiar at times, isn't it? Definitely. Well, it's been a pleasure. Where can people find you, Sharon, if they want to get in touch with you? What's your website? Where you want them?
Two websites. www.bengalrose.co.uk. That's my everyday website, and I've also got my quantum trance healing website, which is focusing on trance. So any knowledge I'm getting is coming out of my blog and stuff on there. And I've got the Trance Healing Facebook page, and I've got a Bengal Rose Healing Spiritual Hub page, which is basically linked with my new centre. I welcome contact, emails, messenger, within reason.
Drive you mad.
Love it. And I'm an author of books as well. Lots of knowledge out there for people to share. But even though I've got it in my books, I really sort of getting that a lot of people don't like reading, so I do my blogs just to try and help people out with those. Well, I've got a YouTube channel, which is a quantum channel, and that's got a lot of the trance stuff on I do with the guys. So that's quite interesting, because that's like a journey through my trance up to now.
I can say, that's your development chart, as we used to say. So lots of ways to get in touch. That's great. And what's the new book about, Sharon?
The new one. Yeah, the latest one is a trance book. It looks like that. It's got like I don't know if it shows it reverse. I'm not sure.
Yeah, yeah, The Art of Trance. Yeah.
That was so it's written, my guides have sort of channeled it, but it's like my journey through trance. So it's done at a basic level, because I class myself as a trance communicator. So like I did tonight, my guides want to tell their knowledge. I'm not linking with loved ones.
No.
They've sent me into that journey, and my journey's been channeling knowledge and bringing it through trance.
Yeah.
And I don't tend to be anything different. So that's what I am.
No.
And the book's very similar to that. It's about my journey. It puts in experiences. So I'm hoping that when somebody's starting out in trance, or even somebody that's established, there might be something in there. There's exercises in there. And I actually add to it. I'm adding to it. I've just added some stuff to it, actually, astral traveling and stuff. So when I'm given new knowledge by my guides, or new things that are connected around the trance, this book will grow with my knowledge. So there'll be like a second editions, third editions over time. If I don't get sacked by my guides before then.
You never know, do you? But thank you. It has been a pleasure, and I look forward to chatting in the future.
I do, and you do a lot of trance though, don't you?
Yes, I do. Predominantly trance healing, but the trance voice work is really coming in now as well. So, and a lot of evidential work as well. But yeah,
I think that's great, because even though I'm doing what I do, there's so many facets and layers of trance. And
definitely.
a quantum Facebook page.
Yeah.
I shared you out the other week. If you want to join that, you can share to that you do.
Okay, fabulous. Thank you. Yeah.
I put other people on there. Anything to do with trance is piling on there, basically.
Okay, fabulous.
But we need different levels out there for people to understand.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you.
Hopefully technology works.
Yeah, hopefully. and I will get this out there.
Thank you, love. I'll take care.
And
Thanks
you.
so much.
Take care.
Take care. Bye.